Tomorrow is the biggest night in country music. We're talking about the CMAs. As always, it will be a time to celebrate music and how artists have risen to the challenges of 2020. One of those challenges, pandemic lockdowns and restrictions getting between performers and their fans. New here at 4, Stephanie Langston talks to some of country music's biggest stars about how they've had to reinvent themselves this year to connect to their audiences.
It's what many of the artists love most, performing live with an audience. But for much of the year, that's not been an option.
Gives you lots of time to find all your guitars you've got all over the place, I guess.
Musicians have had to somewhat reinvent the model to stay connected with fans.
I've tried to interact on Twitter a little bit more, just to try to stay in touch with everybody because, I mean, God, you miss playing and then you find out you miss those faces that you recognize.
Those faces missing as most artists turn to live streams.
Because there's only so much entertaining you can do from inside your living room before you start getting bored with yourself. You can do a whole day where you only do songs about potatoes or something like that, but really there's not a whole lot you're going to change. So it's just been kind of different.
The way that she's whispering. Those like Carly Pierce opening up to fans virtually, but unlike ever before.
We all are kind of feeling uncomfortable during this time and just trying to be honest.
Money ain't rich, everybody sings.
The slow, sometimes dark year, inspiring many to pick up a pen and write.
I think we're all trying to figure out how to stay connected when the main source of connection for us is touring and it's gone. For me, I think I'm really diving into new music and writing and trying to use this time that I don't get a lot of time in my life normally to make it about the music.
I feel for all of us because I think everybody has had to step back and be like, okay, what are my priorities? Like, what do I want to write about? Like, what do I care about? And so I think as tough as the year has been, I think it's made everybody really appreciate music and live music and being able to communicate with your fans. Like, I think it's just made everything more precious, which I don't think is a bad thing.
Beautiful Crazy, Luke Combs. First-time Entertainer of the Year nominee Luke Combs saying he wrote around 50 songs during the pandemic, even recording some for his upcoming deluxe album. He calls the year somewhat of a blessing in disguise.
It's been fun in a lot of ways. You know, I really miss my guys and I miss the fans and being out on the road and feeling that kind of, you know, adrenaline and excitement every night. But I've also gotten to mend a lot of fences, you know, that maybe weren't tended to as much being on the road so much.
Reporting from Music City, I'm Stephanie Langston.
And of course, be sure to join us tomorrow for all things country music. At 3 o'clock, we're going inside the Country Music Hall of Fame for the stories of this year's inductees. At 7:30, we're hearing from some of the biggest stars you know and love. The award show starts at 8 o'clock, and of course, you can watch it right here on WATE.